Hi, ladies. So today is Wednesday, April 29th. We're on lesson 20. So remember on Zearn, you can go to module 6, lesson 20. Your learning target today says, I can use rectangular arrays to investigate odd and even numbers. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to give you two examples, and then I'm going to give you problems of your own that you can try at home. Here we go. So I already wrote on the board two rows of 3 and 2 rows of 4. So I am going to draw the 2 rows of 3 first. So remember, rows go horizontal. If we were talking about columns, they would go vertical. So 2 rows, there's 1. Remember, when I'm drawing my squares, I'm making sure that they're pretty equal. I'm just trying my best, making them nice and neat. Here's another row, and I have 2 of them, so I'm going to stop there, and now I'm going to make them 3 in each row. Just taking my time, there's no rush. So that's 1, 2. Need one more square in my row. So now I have 2 rows of 3. 1, 2, and then there's 3 in each row. Now, what they want us to do is to combine these two. So I'm going to draw another 2 rows, but this time they're going to have 4 in them. And unfortunately, I don't have another colored marker, but I'm going to kind of shade them in a little bit for you to see. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to do 2 rows of 4. So kind of think of this as separate, and I'm going to just shade them in a little bit so you can visualize it. That's my 2 rows, but I need 4. So this is 1, 2, just trying to make it neat. This is another 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go back in and shade it after. I like to shade the first one just to tell me that they're separate and that I did it correctly. Okay, so now we have our 2 rows of 3 here and our 2 rows of 4 here. So what we're going to do now is try to find the total. So first, the only thing you're looking at is the first array. So that 2 row of 3. Okay? So how many total are there? Well, we know 3, the top, plus another 3 is going to give us 6. So you have 6 here. Now cover this up and only look here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 in this row and another 4 in this row. So 4 plus 4 is going to give you 8. So now what I want you to do is add 6 plus 8. And 6 plus 8 is going to give you 14. Okay, and then you're going to ask yourself, well, because remember, we're still talking about even or odd. So you're going to ask yourself, is this number even or odd? Now, yesterday, we practiced this, and I know that you practiced it at home because you're awesome. So you're looking at your ones place always. This 4, is it going to be even or odd? It is going to be odd. Or I'm sorry, no, even. Tricked you. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be even. So you can split up 4 into 2 equal groups. You can have 2 groups here and 2 here. 2 plus 2 is 4. This is an even number. You're only looking at the ones place. Okay? So I'm going to write even. Now, 6 is also a even number. You can break it up, and you can use these to help you because in your array, you can see, you're just looking at, can you see that? Oh, I don't have a good angle to cover it up. But if you're just looking at this one, the one that we didn't shade in, this is 3 and 3. So 2 rows of 3, okay? And you can see that we can have a group of 3 up top and we can have a group of 3 on the bottom, okay? So this is going to be even. Then you should go to your next row. We have 4 on top and 4 on top. It's even. It makes a rectangle. When it makes a rectangle, it's probably going to be an even number because everyone has a pair, okay, which means that you can make it into equal groups. So even plus an even, and this is what we want us to see. An even number plus an even number equals an even number. Okay? Now I'm going to draw another one. Okay, here we go. So you can see I erased it, but I'm going to keep my 2 rows of 3. So I'm going to draw that now. And remember, when I draw, taking my time, make it neat and pretty even, the best you can. Okay. So I have 2 rows, 1, 2, and they each have 3 in it. And we know that this is going to equal 6. We did this before, okay? I'm not trying to trick you. So now I'm going to draw another one, and it's going to have a total of, well, I'll let you count, actually. I'll keep it a surprise. So I'm going to draw it, and I'll shade this in. Oh, so it starts here. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. So remember, you have your not shaded and your shaded, and that's what we're focusing on. We know that this unshaded has 6 total. Now I want you to count how many the shaded has. We have 4 on top, 3 on the bottom. You should tell me 4 plus 3, giving you that think time. 4 plus 3 is 7. So we're going to do 6 plus 7 now. And if you notice, you should start to notice a pattern. I said it before. When the array forms a rectangle, it's most likely going to be even. It's going to be even because there's no missing parts. I see that we have a missing part. So let's see what happens. Do 6 plus 7, which is going to give you 13. You're looking at your ones place, which is a 3. You're going to ask yourself, can you split 3 up into 2 equal groups? You should be saying, no, I cannot. Okay? So this 13 is odd. So when we have an even number, we know 6 is even. Plus, because look at, these all have pairs, we can split them into 2 groups. Plus an odd number, right? This one's odd. It doesn't have an extra part here. So 7 is odd, is going to equal an odd number. So right now, we did an even plus an even, which equals even. And we just did an even plus an odd, which equals odd. Okay? Now I'm going to give you 2 problems to try at home. Okay, so just give me a second to get those on the board. All right, so you have 2 problems. I did 2 rows of 4. So you're going to draw it, and then you're going to do the 2 rows of 6. Remember to draw it, and make sure you shade one of those in, or use a different color so you can tell the difference between the 2. Make sure you have an addition sentence, and then you're going to tell me even or odd, and then try to think back, okay, well, an even plus an even is an even plus an odd is an odd. So think back to those and use those terms and that vocabulary when you're writing and solving your problem. And then number 2 is you're going to do 2 rows of 6. So you're going to draw that out. You're going to follow these directions each time. So draw that out. And then you're going to add 3 squares onto this array. So after you draw the 2 rows of 6, then you're going to add the 3 squares on the array. Remember, you can always pause your screen to get this information down. Write it down on a piece of paper so you have it. Send it to your teachers, and always go on Zoom for extra practice. I've been seeing some nice work, so I hope to keep seeing it. Be careful with this and be careful with that. Your drawings, make sure they are neat. All right? I will see you tomorrow. Bye, ladies.